a good ride, because it's pretty damn hard to try before you buy. So here we are doing a comparison with three really good hard snowboards. This is the 1LF. This is the Terrain Wrecker from LibTech, 1LF from Rossi, and the Yes Typo. And you know, I've tested all of these extensively on hard snow and just love how they ride. They all have pretty good grip, and they take on hard snow in different ways. For example, this probably has the strongest edge hold of all three, but it has a little bit of a loose profile. This has a stable profile, one big bump in the middle, and then a little bit of disruption in the end, but it makes for a very stable profile and good edge hold. And the same with this, with the underbite technology. This might be a little better than this, but just a touch less than that. But that's not really what I'm talking about today. What I wanted to do is take it out in kind of a borderline wet powder day. Little thicker snow, not wet, but you know, you can see from the footage before this. And I wanted to see how all three of these compare in terms of float. And I'll just get right down to it. This was by far the clear winner. I took them all out with my Adidas Tactical ADVs and Burton Genesis bindings on all three boards. Took the Genesis off at the end of the day to put them on the XV to have a little fun in the deep, or the deeper areas. And but all three had Genesis. Just took a run, switched, you know, favorite powder run, new favorite. And I gotta say, that was by far the favorite. It was poppy and not too bucky, and really had easy float, and was just the most playful, easy board and powder. And yet it still grips, so it's good from across the board. And these are hard snow favorites for all mountain, or hard snow recommendations for all mountain. And they're meant to do more than just ride in hard snow. They're meant to prepare for the worst, but have fun in the best. And then, you know, second, it was very close between the Typo and the one. I would say probably the Typo had a slight advantage over the one, even though the one's a little more set back. Gosh, if that Typo had slam backs or an extra set of inserts, man, that thing would float really well. I just, you know, maybe it's the way the rocker hits versus the nose of the one. And this is the 59 and the Typo 58, so they're very close in size, and that's a 57. So length doesn't always matter. And I'm sure there's a joke there too. But anyways, the one mag did good, but and so did the Typo. Sorry, I got a little post-hike cough. So did the Typo, but I think the Typo was just a touch better. But this was hands down the clear winner. It had more pop, more drive. This had some easy float. They both carried their speed fine. I just felt a little more centered on these boards, on these two boards than I did on that. I felt the most centered on the Typo. And the Typo has the least setback on board. I think it's only like 2.5 inches. This is like 3.5, and this is 3.5. But this thing just floated, and it had the most pop. And then this is probably second in terms of pop and playfulness, and this was third. And but still, all of them, you know, there's a little work off the back leg. All of them turned really well in the trees, and were fun to ride, and fun to ride in powder for what they are. This is definitely the most twin. This is like right there with it. And then This is the most directional, but they're all still fun to take switch on groomers. I'd say the Typo and Wonder better when centered, going switch, but it's all really close. And it really comes down to your preference. If you're okay with a little loose feeling on harder snow, but still great edge hold, amazing edge hold when you get on edge, then the Terrain Wrecker is probably the best call. If you like speed and driving down groomers a little harder when it's not, you know, powder day, then these are going to be a little better, the Typo and the 1LF. So there you have it. That's my little comparison of these hard snow favorites in powder. I thought it would be very fun to try that because these are still great all-mountain boards. They just happen to really stand out in hard snow, and it doesn't make them hard snow only boards. And so that's why I did this test today, to kind of show you what they're capable of in all conditions. So there you have it.